All right, it's really hot out, so I'm gonna try and finish this as fast as I possibly can. Gonna be trying the Fox Dark Naga Peach. And I let this get really soft. As you could probably see it kind of flapping a little bit there. So I'm gonna go ahead and eat it so I don't have to worry about it anymore. Very sweet. Juicy. Kind of an instant heat, especially when you swallow. As soon as you swallow, instant in the back of the throat. A little bit of tingle on the tongue while you're chewing it. And it is building seemingly rapidly. Though that could also be the heat tricking me from the sun. Yeah, this one seems really hot. It's getting me mainly on the tongue, a little bit in the back of the throat. Heat on the tongue is mostly on the tip of the tongue, a little bit on the sides. I'm salivating a ton. I imagine even if it wasn't hot outside, I'd probably still be sweating. It gets warmer when I talk. It's kind of burning my gums now in between my teeth and the back side of my lips. Still got chunks in my teeth too. Yeah, this one's a really sharp burn, mainly on the tongue, but now the back of the throat's really starting to ramp up. Yeah, this is a hot one. I think I'd put this top 10 for sure. I think my ears are starting to burn a little bit. Not too much though. Oh man. Starting to sweat a lot more. So I imagine I'm getting a double whammy. Inside burn, outside burn. Clearing out the sinuses. Yeah, that's a stinger for sure. Yeah, flavor is mostly sweet. I can still kind of taste it. It's lingering. Maybe a little bit of that like habanero flavor mixed in there. Heat in the back of the throat is stinging way harder than the heat on the tongue, but that's stinging pretty sharp too. Not the worst burn I've had, but definitely hot, like really, really hot. It's pretty consistent. Like there's a early heat build, but after that, it just kind of stagnant, plateaus for a while, and it is not letting up. It does switch a little bit between the tongue and the back of the throat, but I think that's just the intensity is climbing just above the next. And it's kind of going back and forth. But I imagine here in the next couple minutes, it'll probably start tapering off, hopefully. If not, maybe it'll just be one of those super long, lingering burns. I do plan on waiting out the burn and at least waiting for it to taper down enough to where it's pretty much inconsequential. My lips are like full-blown burning now. Tip of the tongue is a lot sharper than the back of the throat right now. The back of the throat burns every time I breathe out. Sweating a ton. It's kind of getting my eyes a little bit, so yeah, this is a sharp one. I don't know what I'd compare it to. I don't remember if the Fox Dark Naga was this hot or hotter. I'd have to go back and look or try the next one and see if it's the same. If I didn't already eat that, I might have already eaten it. I can double check later. But this one is super duper hot. It feels like it's not climbing at all anymore. If it was before, it might be going down very slowly, but it is still very hot. But yeah, this one tastes good. I like it a lot. I want to grow these, and maybe I'll find uses for them, like sauces and things, but like mainly I want to be able to eat fresh pods out of the garden. That's kind of my goal with the tolerance raising, is that I'll be able to eat whatever I want fresh. I think that'll be nice. And then doing tastings in the garden will be nicer. I'll be able to check more of the flavors and the heat and all that, kind of give myself an idea of what things feel like. But I feel like I still got a lot of work to do, you know. I probably broke 1 million, but I don't think I broke 2 yet. Maybe with that one, super hot, I think it was Gold Ghost crossed with Pink Tiger Peach Fino. Not the solid Peach Fino. That one was less heat, but really, really tasty. But the Peach Fino, as tasty as I remember it being, it messed me up so bad. I don't think I'm going to stop talking about that pod this year. I kind of want to get another one so I can get my reaction on video and see if I have the same intensity of heat from the second pod as I did the first pod. But we'll see. See if I can get that going or not. Heat's going down a little bit. It's not going down a ton, but it is feeling like it's slowly tapering down. It's Excuse me. Got these flies. Yeah, so at this point, the burn feels pretty pleasant. Like, I can tell it's still really hot, but it doesn't sting as bad. Heat in the back of the throat has let up most of the way, it feels like. Most of the heat right now is in the mouth and the tongue. Sorry, on the tongue. And concentrated towards the front of the mouth. Excuse me. Yeah, still a little bit of a sharp prickly burn on the tongue, but nothing too crazy. Probably at like low super hot level. So like not, it doesn't feel like it's over the million marks at the moment. I know that doesn't really make sense, but it's not at the full intensity, I guess is what I mean. And I would compare the current heat to something that is less than a million. But it seems to be going down a little bit faster. But it's kind of plateauing for a little bit at each time it decreases in heat. So this one really likes to linger. It's an interesting burn. I've had a lot of lingering burns, but this one's kind of interesting in that it like climbs and plateaus and then climbs and then plateaus, and then when it's coming down it does the same thing where it feels like it goes down a little bit and then plateaus and then down a little bit and plateaus again, which I'm not 100% certain I've had quite to this extent. Yeah, we are getting closer to what I would assume is that lower 7-pot range. Still working on the sinuses, and I'm not salivating quite as much, but I am still salivating a little extra to the usual. Yeah, this one's really hot, really tasty pod. Definitely worth checking out. I got these pods from Stone Cipher. If you are curious about asking questions, I believe he'd be willing to answer them. But yeah, that's my take. I think we're pretty much down to habanero level at this point. It's like glowing in the mouth and not really, it's not really sharp anymore. Not really what I would call hot either. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it. Thanks for watching.